Hello, and welcome back to the Holistic Hatha Yoga Podcast. I'm Kelsey, and I'm here to talk about meditation and meditation techniques and how you can bring that into your daily practice without sweating it too much. I hope your time has been great since the last time you have been here. I hope you've been having a lovely spring. It's starting to get very flowery outside, and I'm very, very fucking excited about it. um, anyway, but yeah, so today I really wanted to talk about meditation. We've kind of talked about what meditation is, what the goal is there. And so today I want to talk about the how, like how can you actually do it in your life. I'm going to give you some really simple techniques that you can use, try a few different types, and yeah, just go from there. So basically, meditation is the premise of yoga in general, and that is so that you can basically come to that self-realization point, being able to sit with the self, to know what we are, I love the idea of like we can observe the mind, therefore we are beyond it. Like we are something else other than the mind because we can observe the mind, we can observe the body as if we are a third party. And that's that inner consciousness of just life force, prana, whatever you want to call it, soul, spirit. There's a lot of different names here. Light. Um, so, um, meditation is just so important because without it, I don't think you can actually be aware of what you are doing, what your intent. Like, you might be intending something, but your actions are doing something completely different because you're not aware of what your actions are doing, and or maybe the fact that your actions might be in opposite of what you're wanting or feeling. Um, and meditation helps us get to the root, authentic truth of all of that. It brings an awareness to all of the things so that you can work in alignment and have your mind, body, and spirit all working together, which helps build momentum and moves you in the direction that you're wanting to go. Um, this is like exactly what people are talking about when they're like, you're out of alignment, and so all these things are happening because your body's doing one thing, your mind wants another thing, and your spirit is craving and screaming for an entirely different thing. These are when people are really out of alignment, like when you are not listening to your body, you're not listening to your mind, you're not listening to your spirit, and all of the things are fucked up. Like we've all been there. I'm speaking from like obvious from experience, not judgment, obviously. Um, and when you get out of alignment, it fucking sucks because you get beat to shit. I really think about like a pipe. Like think about like a bent pipe. Like if a pipe, it should honestly be something a little bit more flexible. But pipe, you kind of have to think about like being beaten a little bit. So like if you have like a straight pipe, like that pipe is obviously in alignment. It's nice and straight. Or like your tires being in alignment, or like your wheels on your car or whatever. Um, and then if you are misaligned, if it's like a little bit bent here, a little bit bent there, um, your wheels like are not going to be going very well because everything's just going to start getting real clunky because it's not in alignment. Now things aren't flowing and you're going to get a flat tire, something's going to explode, and like you're going to end up on the side of the road and calling a tow truck, and this whole fucking thing is going to get blown out of proportion when it's like if you would have just fixed a little misalignment when we knew it was happening, um, this big catastrophic thing wouldn't have happened. But what happens to most of us is that we're not paying attention, we're not aware that we're coming out of alignment. And then it takes a big catastrophic thing to happen to push us back into alignment. And this can be soul crushing and ego tearing and earth shattering and dark night of the souling and all the things. Like, it fucking sucks. But I mean, it is what it is, you know? It can suck or it can be awesome. It's what you make it, I suppose. But it's necessary regardless. So fuck it, you know? You gotta move on. Move on and then try to remember that pain as a reminder of, like, let's not get misaligned again, you know? Like, because when we get way out of alignment, shit gets really, really painful. Things, I mean, and that doesn't make you immune to, like, shit not happening to you, but it's really a lot easier to wade through the shit when you have a very aligned life. When shit hits the fan, when your life is misaligned, it really, really affects on a different level and highlights where you're misaligned again. So, again, circling back to meditation, um, meditation brings us that awareness to start to notice when we might start to act out of alignment with our mind, body, or soul, and helps bring us back into alignment in a quicker, less painful, less dramatic, less traumatic way. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I've realized, like, a lot of different life things through meditation. Um, Not only just like life epiphanies, but just like healing deep-seated wounds, resentment wounds, things that had been buried underneath other traumatic wounds related to totally different situations, kind of shedding light on, like, where you're dragging up old shit, and, you know, like, making it relate to the now when it's like those things are not connected, but you're connecting them. And, like, again, this is all that level of awareness where it's like you can rewire and rewrite this story based on your awareness, you know? And that's not to say, like, oh, I'm just going to rewrite that this is a great story now and it's really shitty. But it's like, no, but it, again, brings you to that level of awareness where you understand, where you truly understand the thing. And from my experience, a lot of times truly understanding something does release you from a lot of anger, resentment, or whatever is holding you to that thing. So release it, move on, and do your best and try to stay in alignment. Anyway, so speaking of alignment, we do all of the yoga poses, like Warrior One, Sun Salutations, blah, blah, blah. All of those were traditionally made, one, to keep the energy flowing and things and body healthy, but mostly to keep the body healthy so that it could sit in meditation and go into these deep states of, these deep, like, trance-like states of meditation where people could really contemplate the universe and life and what we're doing here. And so meditation is obviously a very core part, if not the, like, foundation of yoga, in general. So, the last episode I talked about Om in, like, mantra meditation and how to use the word Om as a mantra in your meditation and using that as a tool to meditate with. That is an awesome tool. So if you haven't checked it out, go back and check out that episode. And, but this is kind of the follow-up as, like, that I know that mantras aren't everybody's cup of tea, and or they might not be your jam yet. So, like, if you're also beginning your meditation journey, that might not be where you want to start. And so yeah, I wanted to give you a few different kind of starting off points for that. So, my very first meditation that I would say to do would just be breath awareness. Just like, just literally, it is what it sounds like. Um, and so you sit in a traditional meditation pose, like cross-legged. If that's not comfortable, you can do feet out in front of you. You can lay down even if you want. Just don't fall asleep. I honestly find it so hard to not fall asleep if I lay down in meditation. Like it's kind of game over. So that's a no-go for me because the goal is definitely to be comfortable, but not that comfortable. You want to stay aware. You want to be awake for the situation at hand. But anyway, so yeah, a comfortable seated position. Maybe put a pillow underneath you or to support you, or you can put like blankets and things around your knees if that helps. Whatever you need to do to sit and be comfortable. Have a nice straight spine. Try to lift the crown of the head up towards the sky. Roll those shoulder blades down and away from your ears. And just close your eyes and start to focus on the breath. So don't change the breath, don't take over the breath, but just notice the breath. So just start to notice where your breathing is and like how you're breathing, whether you're breathing like fast or slow or deep or shallow, or if you're unsteady or steady. And just start to focus and notice the sensations as you breathe in and out. And then, once you're comfortable with the breath, just try to start to take over the breath and try to do an equal inhale and exhale. And if you want, you can make your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. So if you're inhaling in, try to breathe into the belly first, kind of let the belly button come out first as you inhale, filling the lungs from the bottom all the way up, kind of through the rib cage, up through the chest, through the collarbones, all the way up to the top of the lungs. And then when you exhale, do the same thing, but exhaling from the top of the lungs down through to the belly, and then pulling the belly in as you force the rest of that exhale out, still in an even way. And so just kind of start to count the breath. If you counted in to a 5 count and then exhale to 7 count, or count in a 7 count and breathe out a 9 count, whatever you want to do, whatever's feeling good. And simply just follow the breath up and down through the lungs, counting, and that should honestly keep your mind fairly well occupied, to where there's not a whole lot of other distractions bombing into your head. And so, not that there won't be, and that is also totally normal. That is what the yogis call the monkey mind. Like our minds are like monkeys, where like monkeys are, if you ever seen a wild monkey like in the jungle, they're usually in like packs, so they're just all acting fucking wild. And they're also always like very quite energetic, going from thing to thing to thing, from this branch to that branch, to I'm eating, to I'm doing this, to I'm poking that guy, I'm moving over here, I'm gonna like run into this monkey, I'm doing that. Like all these different things. And our minds are very much the same, where they jump from this thing to that thing and da da da. And like, oh, I've got to make dinner, and oh, I forgot to call the doctor, and oh, I've got to do this, and oh, got to make my kids like dentist appointment, and oh, forgot to call the school about this, and oh, my, this work thing slipped through the cracks, and oh, gotta, call that person because it's their birthday. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, come on. Come on. What are we doing here, friends? So, this is again where meditation helps us and brings us back to our center, back to like, what is existing? Like, what is in our present moment? Like, where are we? Um, and allows us to come to a much calmer state of mind. This can also act in the opposite way that I guess I just described a person who's very manic, which is probably myself. But whatever. It happens, man. It happens. Especially if like you're a mom out there. It's fucking wild and you're working and you're doing whatever. I see you, and it's fucking wild that we all are surviving. Anyway, on the opposite end, if you're feeling very depressive, lethargic, blah, no energy, this is also a great thing to do because it brings you into your breath, into your body, and brings you back into, again, alignment and like kind of into that present moment. Because a lot of times when we're in those depressive, downed states, we're kind of so deep in it that we don't really realize that we're still in the present moment world. We're like, there's all these life and opportunities and new chances and new like things to be written every single moment. But like when you're in the fucking depths of it, fucking when you're really going through something or processing something big that has happened to you, it is, well, you're grieving a death, you're grieving a death of a part of your life, and so there is that pause of you're not moving forward yet in life because you're pausing to grieve this whole thing and like really honor that and honor it and honor yourself, honor whomever might be in that situation or that chapter or whatever it is. Um, that's ending, and it's just it can be a really hard place to then like, or it can be hard to remember that like, oh yeah, like after this there is new growth and there is new goals and there is new dreams and there is new, heights to be reached, and all there, you forget about all of the newness, that also comes after death, because after a death everything is new because things have never been that way before from your experience, so in both the hyperactive mind and the depressive mind, it can be, or lethargic. It doesn't even have to be sad depressive, but just like lazy, not non-motivated, don't want to do anything in a not positive way. Because sometimes that can be very healing, but sometimes it can be in excess. And we know deep down when we're doing it in a healing way or in an excessive way. And so again, meditation of just coming back to the breath and just breathing, literally just breathing, like just noticing your breath at first and then taking it over, counting it, and then like slowly expanding that breath as you go on. Set a timer for 7 minutes and do that. 5 minutes if you want to start with. Try to work up to 11 minutes, and those 11 minutes will feel amazing, and I promise you'll feel like a refreshed human being. And if every time you find yourself thinking of something else while you're breathing, while you're counting your breath and feeling your breath and inhaling and exhaling and feeling that breath move up and down through your lungs like a gentle wave in the ocean, if any other random ass thoughts pop in your head, like I need to take out the garbage or I need to call that person, don't beat yourself up. Don't freak out about it. Don't be like, oh, I can't be thinking things. Oh shit, I'm not doing this right. Um, Literally just let it go. Like the minute that you realize that you're on that tangent, just like cut the line. I really like to think about it like fishing. It's like your mind, is constantly like throwing a hook out, and it's constantly looking for something to think about because our minds are meant to keep us alive. And so the best thing that our mind can do is bring shit up that it knows and just like random like, and it might not even be true stuff, but it's like I'm just gonna start firing because like we gotta start thinking of something, like we're being too idle. Because in the past, like in our like not reptilian age, but I meant reptilian brain, but even 100 years ago, we couldn't really be chill. We couldn't just sit on a couch and like have a Netflix and chill day all day long because like there was shit to fucking do. Like there was water to fetch. There was, yeah, there was not indoor plumbing. There was, well, okay, let's say 120 years ago or 140 years ago. Um, and I'm talking about like in America, I guess, because we were like the colonies. Europe, I guess, did have indoor plumbing at this point, but the US of A did not. Anyway, uh, so yeah, we had to do things. We were fetching water, we were tending food, we were making food, we were preparing food, we were storing food, we were doing all these things for survival that like we don't have to do anymore. We don't have to chop wood for heat if we don't want to. We don't have to, which all of those things take time. I just have a furnace now. That saves me so much time. Like, so, I mean, evolutionary wise, like it does feel a bit unsafe for us to just sit or just relax or just not do anything. So the mind does like to try to bring shit up for that reason, to just keep us alive and keep us safe and protected. Um, and so give yourself compassion, give yourself love, notice the thought, cut the line, and just be like, oh, I'm thinking about something. I'm not putting any more energy into that. I'm coming back to my breath. Oh, yeah, where was I? And just come right back to your breath, and let that thing kind of just float and fade away. And the next time that happens, do the exact same thing. And just do that over and over until your timer goes off. So I really hope you enjoy that one. I think that is like one of the best for just beginning meditation. And all right, method number 2. Um, for this, I would say, um, honestly, like the Om mantra meditation is another great meditation. So again, listen to the last episode and that will break that down for you. But basically, it's doing exactly what I just described with the breathing, but instead on your exhale, you say the word Om to yourself. And so this can just kind of help just kind of drone out again thoughts, and it also brings like this the the universal sound is what Om is, but it brings this vibration of just of nothingness and all at once inside, and it's quite amazing if I do say so myself. Um, there's also another mantra, another very easy one, um, and it is Sat Nam. It's SAT, and then the other word is Nam, NAM. And what it means is truth name, or truth is my name. And basically, it's a mantra to remind us that, who we are is not this body, but it is a deeper soul. And like, so the deeper truth of your being is who you are, not, the body. And yes, we need to love and appreciate and have gratitude for the body that we have in this life because it allows us to experience so much. However, we do also need to understand that we are larger than that in the sense that we are very connected to one another, much more than we ever probably thought we would be in this kind of material world that we have. So, those are two very good mantras to say to yourself. And the Sat Nam one is very easy. Just say the word Sat to yourself as you inhale, and Nam to yourself as you exhale. So it's just Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And you just repeat that through your brain as you breathe in your meditation. And again, if and when any mental games, monkeys come up, again, once you notice that you're paying attention to that thing, just cut the line, stop the energy towards it, and come back to what you're focused on. Come back to that Sat Nam. And when your timer goes off after 11 minutes, you are good to go. And you're going to feel like a refreshed motherfucker. Yeah, and so I guess that's the magic of meditation is you can really use it for pretty much anything. You can use it for mental clarity. You can use it to find clarity on an issue. I've done that many a times where you can really like bring the issue up in your mind and be like, okay, what's wrong? Like, what is so up with this situation? Like, why is this so bothersome? And then let whatever come up, whatever that answer is like, well, blah, 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 blah. I'm mad because X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. Like, okay, you're mad because they did this, yada, yada, yada. Well, was that an expectation that was voiced? Like, is this a thing that they meant? Like, you can really start to like dig into it. And it's like, is it really even about that person doing that thing? Or is it about something else? And then, like, most times you can find that, like, many, many things are connected in life. And you're like, wow, whoa, what's going on here? And you can really dig deep to the very, like, bottom rooted seed from like which everything began. It's like finding, I don't know, like the magma pit in the bottom of like the volcano where you're just like seeing the lava on top. You're like, oh, this is kind of like wild, I guess. But then like you get down below and you're like, oh my god, like this is where all the shit is. Like, oh, this is where it's spewing from, is all this stuff underneath the surface that has not been let go yet. And when we're new to meditation, usually, if you're a normal human being with feelings and a life and trauma, you have a lot of unpacking to do, my dear. I'm really sorry about that. Um, like, there's nobody that doesn't have some unpacking to do if you've never done an awareness or mental practice such as meditation or allowing your mind to be quieted and or allow yourself to go to the root of things, of your very heart space, because yeah, it's a very intense journey. It's a very, very intense journey. I have had many instances where I had profound understandings through meditations on relationships with family members and all sorts of things where I ended up, you know, bawling my eyes out, and then, reaching out to those people afterwards and being like, I'm so sorry for X, Y, and Z, and I forgive you for X, Y, and Z, and I just want to start over because this life is too short, and like we can't just do stuff like this, you know? Like things like that will happen sometimes, you know? You might realize some shit where you're like, wow, I really need to straighten some things out or right some wrongs. Like you gotta, and then that's the other thing with meditation and the yogic path is like, not only do you have to face those things in your own mind, in your own self, you also then have to act upon those and like make that real and reach out to those, you know, others who may be affected by whatever realizations you may or may not have had. Um, and, you know, make those apologies or give out those forgivenesses or heal those grudges or, um, you know, make that leap or tell them you love them or whatever it is. Um, Things drastically change when you start to meditate, even just a little bit, even just like I said, 5 minutes a day. And the cool thing about meditation, and this is kind of meditation hack number 3, I guess, um, is once you do get fairly comfortable with those, you know, once you're fairly comfortable with like 11-minute session, even if you can't do it every day, try to do it like 3 times a week or 5 times a week or something, you know, along those lines for, you know, maybe a month or 2 months or 3 months or until you're like, like really, really feeling it, you know, however long that takes. Maybe that only takes you a week to really like fucking love it and feel it, but, and get the vibes. Like everyone's on their own timeline. You do you, man. Anyway, um, basically like a Zen Buddhist perspective of meditation also is like meditation is not just sitting on the pillow doing that. Meditation is meant to also be taken throughout your life and doing it throughout your life. And actually the ultimate Zen lifestyle is living your life as meditation, meaning whatever you are doing, you are fully engrossed in that thing that you are doing in that moment, and that is it, and no more and no less, you know, and you're always, you know, to be of service and do your best, and that is the ultimate meditation of life, is to literally be present with whatever is being thrown at you at the moment and doing your best with it and serving your highest good. um, Boom, mic drop. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. So I know it sounds kind of wild, but it's also very simple, you know? It's as simple as like when you're cleaning your house, like don't think about all the other million things that you have to do that's driving you crazy. Turn it into a meditation practice. Nope, we're just dusting this table. Nope, we're just dusting this table. Like another intrusive thought. Nope, we're just dusting this table. You know, like bringing yourself back to that present moment. And if you're having a really hard time with that, turn on music. Music is the best medicine for getting in the present moment because it brings you into your body. And then you dance and shake your ass, and that's always awesome. And we love to see it. So do it, mama. Anyway, um, so yeah, cleaning your house can be your meditation. Literally washing dishes can be meditation. Um, like grocery shopping can be your meditation. Driving can be your meditation. Um, Literally anything that you're doing. Walking can be your meditation. Walking your animal. Playing with your child or tending to your child, even just being around your child, um, can be meditative if you're just, you know, like in your present moment and just very open and receptive to them and their needs and anticipating them and all of the things. Like such lovely things can come from all of this. Um, so really, meditation is not limited to closing your eyes in your bedroom for with 11-minute timer on or 5-minute timer on. It's really meant like those. That's the way to train. That's like it's like boot camp. Like the boot camp is like the 11 minutes, the 30 minutes of this, like just close your eyes and just sit with it. That's the strenuous boot camp of yoga, or not of yoga, but of meditation. But it really is super, super helpful, as difficult as it is sometimes, or as difficult as it can be. It's really, really helpful to do that and train the brain for long periods of time. Um, like for like over a month, I would say. They say it's like 45 days or something to like make a habit. So like, doing it for, that amount of time or a little longer. Um, and then in simultaneously also trying to, do household chores and things as meditations and things like that. Um, but then also, yeah, after it becomes ingrained and it becomes quite easy to kind of drop into that meditational zone, like you'll just kind of feel it and you're like, oh, okay, here we are, or here we go. And so it makes it a lot easier after you train the brain for a while to get into those meditative states of mind while you are distracted by and like doing all these other things in life. And it can help with the awareness a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, and so, yeah, I would say the breathing meditation, the mantra meditation, and then just using life as meditation. Oh, and then also, I guess if you're a visual person, if you're like, I need a little bit something, like I need something to think about more than this. Um, do a visualized meditation. And I also have that posted somewhere here in my podcast. Just go back and it's called like guided visualization meditation. And it's a beach meditation. So I hope you like the beach. And if you don't, then you're really kind of grumpy. Like, let's get over that. Let's get over that and come sit on the beach. Like, and if you don't like the beach, like, is it like, wait, do you like cold beaches? Like, there are really pretty cold beaches too. So, like, maybe you're like in a cozy flannel and have like a warm cup of tea and it's like fall and you're at this pretty lake or something or ocean or I don't know. Anyway, or it's like hot as fuck and it's beautiful and you're in a bikini and it's sunny. Like, make it whatever kind of beach you want. Life's a fucking beach. Anyway, yeah, I hope you found this helpful and I hope you found meditation a little bit more non-intimidating, easy to start, easy to implement, and simple to do. And there's like, because it's literally anything that we can do in our daily actions. It's little tiny daily actions. So if you've never done it before or you want to start it or whatever, start with your 5-minute timer. Once you're like comfortable with that and you're like, this seems a little bit short, go to 11 minutes. If you're feeling like a champ after that, try like 20 minutes, try 30 minutes. Um, Otherwise, yeah, enjoy. Also, let me know if you do start your meditations. Let me know how they go. Let me know if you have any wild mental breakthroughs. I've had mental breakthroughs and breakdowns in meditation many a time. So I'm no rookie, bitches. Let me know what happens. I mean, I will not be shocked by anything. I promise. I mean, like, I found out I was bisexual through meditation. So nothing will shock me, I promise. All right, guys. Well, until next time, I will talk to you later. Love you. I love your light. My light and your light, they vibe. I promise. I'm feeling it. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.